Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We'd like to humbly welcome all devotees for our Sunday feast. And today we have we are very honored to have His Holiness Bhakti Vigna Vinasha Nrsimha Maharaj to be with us. And Maharaj will be delivering today's Bhagavad Gita discourse. I will make all the announcement at the end of the class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
刚才帕布就是欢迎大家参加这个周日的节目，然后非常荣幸我们有Nrsimha Maharaj给大家讲课，然后在讲课结束后，帕布会宣布一些事情。
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Bharadhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Bharadhari Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Prajajana Ranjana Yamunathira Vanachari Yamunathira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Chana Balaba Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Premanande Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachale Sakarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 3, Karma Yoga, text number 20. Gammanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadaya lokasangraham mevati sampashyan kartamarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Astita janakadaya
Astita janakadaya
Lokasangraham evapi
Lokasangraham evapi
Sanpasyam kartamarhasi
Sambhasyam kartumarhasi
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim
Astita janakadaya
Astita janakadaya
Lokasangraham evapi
Lokasangraham evapi
Kasyam kartum arhasi
Sambhasyam kartumarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi
Vaishnavis
Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim Astita janakadaya Lokasangraham evapi Sambhasyam kartumarhasi
Karmana by word Eva even
就是
He certainly
的确
Samsiddhi imperfection
完美
Astita
Astita
situated
处置
Janaka Adaya
janakadaya
Janaka and other king
加拿大以及其他国王
Lokasangraham the people in general
一般大众
Eva api also
也
Pasyan considering
考虑到
Kartum to act
活动
Arhasi you deserve
你应该赢得
Translation Kings such as Janaka attain perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work.
并为
You can repeat. Kings such as Janaka attain perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kings like Janaka were all self-realized souls. Consequently, they had no obligation to perform the prescribed duties in the Vedas. Nonetheless, they performed all prescribed activities just to set examples for the people in general. Janaka was the father of Sita and father-in-law of Lord Sri Rama. Being a great devotee of the Lord, he was transcendentally situated. But because he was the king of Mithila, a subdivision of Bihar province in India, he had to teach his subjects how to perform prescribed duties. Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal friend, had no need to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra, but they fought to teach people in general that violence is also necessary in a situation where good arguments fail. Before the battle of Kurukshetra, every effort was made to avoid the war, even by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But the other party was determined to fight. So for such a right cause, there is a necessity for fighting. Although one who is situated in Krishna consciousness may not have any interest in the world, he still works to teach the public how to live and how to act. Experienced persons in Krishna consciousness can act in such a way that others will follow, and this is explained in the following verse. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanikamscha Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Lord Krishna is explaining to us how even a self-realized soul will perform activities.
所以主是呢在向我们解释，即使一个自我觉悟的灵魂也在履行他的职责。
It was explained that one who is situated in perfection, who is already self-realized, he doesn't have a need to do anything.
虽然之前解释过，一个处在完美当中已经觉悟的灵魂，他其实不需要做任何的事情。
So one may consider that, oh, somebody's self-realized, they can just sit and do nothing.
一个人会觉得，一个已经抵达完美的人，他可以只是坐着，什么也不做。
But Lord Krishna gives two examples about self-realized souls who both engage in activity.
但是主奎师那举了两个例子，这两个例子都是关于已经抵达完美的人，觉悟的灵魂也在履行职责。
One example is Lord Krishna himself.
一个例子就是主奎师那他自己。
And the other example is Maharaj Janaka.
另外一个例子就是 Maharaj Janaka。
So Maharaj Janaka, as Prabhupada describes in the purport, he was a great devotee of the Lord. He was the father-in-law of Lord Ramachandra.
所以在要旨当中，帕布帕就解释说，扎纳卡国王是主的一个奉献者，他也是 Sri Rama 的岳父。
If you go to Nepal, there you can see there's a palace there where it's the Maharaj Janaka's palace.
如果我们去到现在的尼泊尔，会在那里有一个宫殿，是国王扎纳卡的宫殿。
And just near to that is the border with what is today India.
在这个宫殿的附近，就是他现在和印度的边界。
So Maharaj Janaka, he was the father of Mother Sita. Mother Sita actually appeared from the earth.
所以国王扎纳卡呢，就是西塔母亲的父亲，然后西塔他是从大地当中出生的。
And it was noted by Maharaj Janaka that his daughter was not an ordinary child being born from the earth.
所以扎纳卡就发觉自己的女儿不是一个寻常的人，因为她是从土壤中出生的。
Maharaj Janaka had in his palace the bow of Lord Shiva, which it took 100 men to pick up.
在国王扎纳卡的宫殿当中，他就有这样子一个弓，然后需要有100个人来尝试拉这个弓。
But he saw one day that his own daughter Sita was able to pick up the bow. So he was astonished that the young girl could pick up a bow, which usually took 100 men to lift.
有一天他发现自己的女儿西塔可以举起这个弓来，他就很震惊，因为通常可能需要100个人，他们一起才能把它抬起来。
So he arranged a Swayamvara for his daughter Sita, that anybody who wanted to marry this girl Sita, they have to prove their prowess by picking up this bow of Lord Shiva.
所以他就举办了这个 Swayam 这样子一个仪式，任何想要娶他女儿西塔的人，必须能够举起这个弓，才能够娶他女儿。
And it happened that Lord Ramachandra came there, and he not only picked up that bow, but he broke that bow. And when he bent it, he broke the bow.
结果呢，就是主 Rama 来到这里，他不仅举起了这个弓，而且他把它折断了。
So in this way, Maharaj Janaka very happily gave his daughter Sita to Lord Ramachandra as his own wife.
就这样子呢，国王扎纳卡就非常开心的把自己的女儿许配给了 Rama。
So Janaka was a great soul, he was a great devotee. He's one of the Mahajans, one of the authorities of devotional service.
所以国王扎纳卡他是一个伟大的奉献者，他是一个伟大的灵魂，他是奉献者的一个权威。
If you study the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's described in Lord Yamaraj was asked by his servants about the authorities in devotional service, and he quoted the names of the 12 Mahajans.
如果我们阅读圣典波加瓦坛，当亚玛热这个仆人问亚玛热奉献者的权威是谁？亚玛热就举例了12个马哈扎呢。
Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vyasaki Vayam Swayambhu Narada Shambhu Kumar Kapilo Manu Pralado Janako Bhishmo Balir Vyasaki Vayam. They're like this, the 12 authorities in devotional service. One is Lord Yamaraj, one is Maharaj Janaka.
所以在这12个方案中的权威之中，有一个是主 Yamaraj， 另外一个就是 Janaka。
So look, Maharaj Janaka, he was a king, and as a ruler, he enjoyed a huge kingdom with great wealth. But he would perform wonderful, just like we heard this morning, the duties of a king, to perform sacrifice. He would also perform sacrifice.
作为一个国王呢，主加纳塔他非常享受有很大的宫殿，但是同时他也举行了祭祀。
Even if you go to Thailand today, they have a king, and the king also performs some sacrifices every year. They have royal bulls, and they have a special plow, and they will bring the royal bulls to pull this special plow. And every year they will do this yajna, and from the yajna they can predict what will be the harvest.
如果我们现在去到泰国的话，他们的皇室现今也是有祭祀的活动，会带着这个皇家的牛去拉地，通过这样子的活动去预测今年的丰收会怎么样。
So Maharaj Janaka, he was doing yajna, and he was also giving charity, because one of the duties of a Kshatriya king is to give charity, to be charitable and kind to people in his kingdom.
所以国王真的他不仅他会做祭祀，他也会去布施，因为作为一个沙特尔沙利利子的职责，也有布施这个职责。
So Maharaj Janaka was very charitable. He would give great charity to others. He would give so much charity that it would be difficult for them to take all the charity he gave.
国王真纳卡他也非常的乐于布施，他给人们的东西是非常的多，甚至对方都接受不了太多了。
So Maharaj Janaka was very careful to show the example to his people.
所以国王真纳卡他就非常谨慎的树立给自己的子民树立一个榜样。
Lord Krishna himself will state in the next section, in this section of Bhagavad Gita, he will describe that whatever actions are performed by the leaders of the society, then it influences other people to follow their example.
在下一国家梵文下一部分 ，Krishna 就说了，一个领导者无论他的行为举止是怎么样子的，他的子民都会去效仿。
It's a famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, often quoted about great men, big industrialists. They will say they taught by their example.
这个诗节呢，经常被引用，因为一些领导者或者说一些工业界的领袖，他们经常会说，我们通过自己的言谈举止来领导大家。
When there's an obituary, some great big industrialist, wealthy man leaves the world, they will often quote this verse, Yad Yada Chariti Shrestha, Tat Devi Tarota. Shrestha means the leaders of society. Whatever example the leaders of society set, then other people follow their footsteps.
所以尤其是一些行业的领军人物，当他们去世的时候，大家追悼他们就会引用这个诗节。然后 Shiksha 的意思是领袖，所以无论这个领导者正在做什么，他身后的人都是在跟随着。
So Maharaj Janaka, as a self-realized soul, he didn't need to do anything. But he knew that is not a good example to set for others.
国王扎纳卡作为一个已经自我觉悟的灵魂，他不需要做任何的事情，但是他知道，不活动的话，这样子的榜样是不好的。
One of Arjuna's arguments for not taking part in the battle was he claimed that if he fought, it would be the cause of degradation in society. The women would not be protected, and they would be exploited, and there would be unwanted progeny.
阿朱那在国家梵歌中，他不想做这样的一个理由，就是说，如果打仗的话，可能会导致王朝的堕落，然后女人受不到保护，他们会剥削，会有不想要的后代。
But Lord Krishna, by giving these examples about self-realized souls, how they perform activities, he defeats this argument of Arjuna.
但是主奎师那通过列举这样子的例子，已经抵达完美的人是如何在履行自己的职责。他就是推倒了阿朱那的这个论证。
Remember, Arjuna is trying to avoid the battle and he's trying to come up with suitable reasons for not taking part in the battle.
我们还记得阿朱那他想回避作战，所以他就找出了各种各样子不想作战的理由。
But Lord Krishna is defeating each and every argument of Arjuna.
但是主奎师那就驳倒了阿朱那每一个不想参战的理由。
And he's explaining to Arjuna, if you don't fight, that would be the cause of unwanted progeny.
他向阿朱那解释，如果你不作战的话，这才会导致不想要的后代产生。
And this is why he's giving the two examples. He's giving the example about Janaka and his own self, that they're both self-realized souls, they have no duty to perform, yet they are engaged in activities.
这就是为什么主奎师那会举两个例子，一个是他自己，一个是扎那卡国王，他们都是自我觉悟的灵魂，不需要做任何的事情，但是他们仍然在履行自己的职责。
So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains how the Lord tried his best to avoid this battle of Kurukshetra.
所以在要旨当中呢，帕布帕就解释主奎师那是如何尽量的避免战争的发生，库鲁之野之战的发生。
Sometimes people, very nasty, non-devotee people, accuse Lord Krishna of being responsible for the death of so many people at the battle of Kurukshetra.
有的时候非奉献者他们会指责奎师那说，是他引发了库鲁之野的战争。
But Lord Krishna himself tried his best to avoid the battle. Before the battle, he went to the camp of the Kurus and he pleaded with Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana that they should not have this battle.
但是主奎师那尽其所能，想要避免战争的发生。在战争开始之前，他去到库鲁军队的军营，他和 Dhritarashtra、Duryodhana 对话，想要劝他们不要作战，不要发动战争。
Lord Krishna had personally gone there with a letter from Maharaj Yudhisthira requesting that we can settle this disagreement peacefully without war, but they didn't want to hear this.
主奎师那亲自带着 Yudhishthira 他的信来到对方的阵营，想要去劝说他们说，我们可以以和平的方式解决这个问题，但是对方不肯妥协。
And in spite of Lord Krishna's efforts, Duryodhana even tried to arrest Krishna and take him as a prisoner.
尽管奎师那非常努力想要去解决这个场面，但是Duryodhana甚至想要去把奎师那扣押下来作为人质。
So Lord Krishna did his best to try to avoid the great battle, but in the end, ultimately, it was unavoidable. There had to be the war.
虽然奎师那他尽力的想要阻止战争的发生，但是最后无可避免的战争还是发生了。
So sometimes violence is necessary. People, of course, they promote non-violence, and we are also, by nature, as devotees, we are also inclined to be non-violent.
所以我们可以看到，有的时候暴力或者战争是必要的。虽然作为奉献者，我们崇尚的是非暴力，大家都崇尚非暴力。
We do our best to avoid violence, but sometimes violence is necessary.
我们尽我们所能的去避免暴力的发生，但是有的时候它无可避免。
Examples are given, just like in the Manu Samhita, it describes that for a murderer, the proper punishment is that they should be hanged.
所以在 Manu Samhita 当中就有这样子一个解释，说到如果是一个犯了谋杀罪的人，他应该是被处罚，他应该是被绞刑。
If a murderer is not properly punished, then they suffer much more in the future.
如果这个犯了谋杀罪的人没有得到正确的处罚，他在未来会受到更多的苦难。
And similarly, if there is turmoil within a kingdom, sometimes the government, they have to take action, you have to send the military in to quell the unrest within the country.
所以有的时候，当一个国家发生了混乱，政府就应该派军队出发，去抚平这个混乱。
So sometimes violence is necessary.
所以有的时候，暴力是不可避免的。
But devotees prefer to avoid violence.
但是奉献者他们更倾向于避免暴力。
So here also Arjuna was trying to avoid warfare, but ultimately it had to take place. The battle had to take place.
所以在这里，阿朱那也想尽可能避免战争的发生，但是最后它还是无可避免的发生了。
Lord Krishna had brought everyone there on the battlefield by his divine arrangement. They had all gathered for the purpose of war.
主奎师那通过他这种神圣的安排，他把每一个人都带到了战场上。
It was the final straw. There was no other alternative to solve the problem.
这个是解决当时那个场面最后的一个方法，没有其他任何的替代方案了。
And in this way, that the battle of Kurukshetra took place, and that it was the will of the Supreme Lord that these two sides would meet together, and the burden on the earth would be relieved by the great battle of Kurukshetra.
就这样，库鲁之野的战争发生了，然后通过这个战争，地球上的一些负担会被解决掉。
So Maharaj Janaka is one example of a self-realized soul who had no work to put, no need to do anything, but he does care about the importance of showing an example to others.
所以国王扎纳卡是这样子一个例子，他是一个自我觉悟的人，不需要去做任何的事情，但是呢，通过自己的行为，他想树立一个榜样。
Sometimes people they will say, "Oh, don't do this. You shouldn't do that." Just like I can remember as a schoolboy, the teachers would say, "Oh, don't smoke. Smoking is very bad to health." But at the same time, when you're the teacher who's saying this, he smokes.
就像有的人会告诉我们不要做这个，不要做那个。我记得我是一个学生的时候，我的老师说不要吸烟，但是我们知道，给予这个教导的老师他自己也会吸烟。
And so just simply to give instruction is not as meaningful as seeing the example.
所以仅仅是聆听到这样的指导，并不是很有意义。我们要看到这样子的榜样。
We say the example speaks louder than words.
我们说榜样的力量比言语的力量更为强大。
It's easy to speak. It's another thing to show the example.
说话就很简单，但是真正的言行一致是非常困难的。
So Maharaj Janaka was such a great king that he taught by his example. He was an acharya.
所以国王扎纳卡他是一个伟大的国王，他以自身为榜样，他是一个 acharya， 是一个上师，是一个老师。
So just like in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have the founder acharya. We can see Srila Prabhupada's position here, that he is the founder acharya. He taught by his own example of Krishna consciousness.
所以在奎师那之学的运动当中，我们有帕布帕德，他是这个组织的奠基人，他用自身的行为给我们树立了榜样。
And all of the devotees who are initiated in the Krishna consciousness movement, they also have a duty to follow the teachings of the acharya.
以及所有已经被启迪的奉献者，他们都有这样子的职责，去树立这样子的榜样，追随灵性导师的教导。
It's not enough to just simply teach. You have to show the example.
我们如果只是传教，这并不这是不够的，我们需要去树立榜样。
We have to show others how to properly behave as a devotee of Lord Krishna.
我们需要告诉别人如何恰当的去活动，作为奎师那的奉献者。
We should utilize the assets of the material world for the pleasure of the Lord.
我 我们应该很好的去利用物质世界的一些资源，为了主的快乐，为了他的享乐去利用。
We should live peacefully. We should live a life of the good, the mode of goodness.
我们应该过一个非常平和的生活，一个善良形态的生活。
We want to show the example to other people what ideal family life is all about.
我们想要向其他的人展示一个理想当中的家庭是什么样子。
We see in the material world today how there's so much turmoil. People are all confused about their duty. They cannot be peaceful.
在现在的物质世界当中，我们看到大家都非常的困惑，是一个非常混乱的景象。大家对自己的职责并不清晰。
So the Krishna consciousness movement is meant for teaching people. It's meant for showing people what is ideal family life and how a Krishna conscious devotee will live their life as an example to others.
所以奎师那之学意味着我们要去教导，并且要向大家展示一个理想当中的家庭是什么样子的。奎师那具有奎师那之学的生活是什么样子的。
That is described in Srila Prabhupada's purports to the Sri Ishopanishad, where he talks about the Ishyavasya society.
帕布帕在至尊奥义书的要旨当中讲到这一点，他在阐释什么是伊夏瓦夏的社会。
Ishyavasya means that society with God in the center of everything.
伊夏瓦夏的社会就意味着是一个以神为中心的社会。
And so people today, they want to be godless. They want to live in the world without consciousness of God.
现在的人们不想要神存在，他们想要一个没有神的世界，他们不想具有神的觉知。
Krishna consciousness movement wants to bring God into the society, into the center of every activity.
所以奎师那世界的运动意味着把神带进我们的社会，让神成为我们每一个活动的中心。
So it is a great challenge in this Kali Yuga to try to present God conscious.
在卡利年代，想要去呈现神的觉知是一个很大的挑战。
People in the Kali Yuga are all victims of the poor qualities of people in this age.
在卡利年代，人们都是自己的一些糟糕品质的受害者。
Srila Vyasadeva describes in Srimad Bhagavatam how people will have a short life, they will be lazy, they will be misguided, they will be unlucky, and above all, they will be disturbed.
是的 Vyasadeva 在圣典博伽瓦坛就讲到，卡利年代的人们他们会变得非常的懒惰，很不幸，也不愿意工作，然后经常会争吵。
Short lives. We don't live very long in this Kali Yuga. Very short life. Just the other day, one of our devotees departed. He was in his early 50s only.
并且人们的寿命很短，这几天就是有一个奉献者，前2天有一个奉献者去世了，他才50多岁。
We lost also another lady devotee. She was also just over 50, departed suddenly from the world.
有一个女性奉献者也去世了，也是50岁出头。
Very short lives in the Kali Yuga.
所以卡利年代人的寿命很短。
We want to make proper use of this human life. While we're fortunate to have the human life, we want to use it for the real purpose.
所以当我们有这个人类的生命的时候，我们应该想要好好去利用它，珍惜它，最大效率的发挥它。
But one of the problems is we're very lazy. People don't want to do the things which they're supposed to do.
另一个问题是，人们通常很懒惰，他不想做自己该做的事情。
And we will ask people, wake up in the morning, come to Mongol Arti. Oh no, too early. No, I cannot get up so early.
像是早晨起来参加 Mongol Arti， 很多人觉得太早了，我不想去。
We ask people to chant japa, chant Hare Krishna on their beads. Oh, I cannot chant so many things. They can spend so much time talking, but they cannot chant the Mahamantra.
如果我们让那些人念诵 japa， 然后唱诵 Mahamantra， 他们会觉得啊，我有很多其他的事情我念不了。
Ask people to read books. Oh no, I have no time for that. You're so lazy.
如果我们让他去读书的话，他们会说：“哎呀，我没有时间读书。”他们其实很懒惰。
So lazy, then misguided. They're often misdirected. Even though they may have some interest in self-realization, they will take guidance or instruction from some unauthorized process.
他们不仅懒惰，而且没有办法得到正确的指引，所以即使有一些人他对自我觉悟有这样子的兴趣，他可能会追随一个不具备权威的或者资质的这样子一个人，他们得不到正确的指引。
We know in Malaysia there are so many different paths of so-called spirituality.
我们知道在马来西亚所谓的灵性的圈子里边，我们有很多不同的道路或者说是门派。
We're coming up to the time of Thaipusam, and then at that time you can see so many different spiritual groups are around.
所以他们在这个地方有个活动叫做 Thaipusam， 在这个活动的时候就可以看到很多不同的传统的修行人聚集在一起。
And Srila Prabhupada explains,Those who want to be cheated, they will find a cheat.
帕布帕德解释到，那些想要被骗的人就会找到一个骗子。
So people are unlucky, misguided, and lazy, misguided, unlucky, and always disturbed. Nobody has peace of mind anymore.
所以卡利年代的人呢，他很懒惰，没有办法受到正确的引导，非常的不幸，而且心意没有办法的平和。
One of the biggest industries in the world today is the pharmaceutical industry, producing drugs to help people have peaceful minds.
现在最大的一个产业就是药业，他们生产药物，帮助人们去获得一个身体或者心意上的这样子一个平和。
You want to have a good career, make a lot of money, go in the pharmacy industry. Make money.
如果你想获得一个好的事业，挣很多钱，去这个制药业吧。
Everyone's taking so many different medicines and pills for the mind.
现在每个人为了去平静自己的心意，他们每个人都吃很多的药。
People have got a pill to stop the hair going grey, a pill to stop aging, a pill to help them sleep at night, a pill to help them eat food.
现在的人他有这样子的药能帮助你避免这个白头发生长出来，也有药让你缓慢阻止你的衰老，也有药让你能够更好的入睡。
People are so much disturbed. So we have to understand that Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults.
所以他们其实是处在一个很混乱、没有办法平静的情况之下。卡利年代是一个充满错误的年代。
Yes, there's so many problems, so many issues that are disturbing us in this age.
在这个年代有很多的问题在打扰我们。
But there's one good thing about the Kali Yuga, and the one good thing is that simply by kirtan, simply by chanting of the holy name, one can get all success.
但是卡利年代有一个好处，就是仅通过 kirtan， 通过唱诵圣名，我们可以获得成功。
So Lord Chaitanya appears in this Kali Yuga to encourage everyone in the Sankirtan movement that they should all chant the holy name.
所以主 Chaitanya 诞生在卡利年代，去鼓励大家参加 Sankirtan， 唱诵圣名。
All the problems of the world can all be solved just simply by the chanting of the holy names of the Lord.
通过念诵主的圣名，世界上所有的问题都可以被解决。
And so we are encouraging all the devotees here. You please take shelter of the holy name, chant the holy name loudly, and relish this chanting of the names of the Lord.
所以我鼓励在场所有的奉献者念诵圣名，然后很大声的念诵圣名，通过念诵圣名，我们所有的问题都可以被解决。
And this is taught to us by all of the acharyas. They all chanted the holy names.
这是我们的老师所教导我们的，他们都念诵了圣名。
So we need to develop this attraction for the chanting of the holy name and buy nice kirtan, just like we were hearing earlier. We saw the young men performing very nice kirtan, playing wonderful madanga and singing harmonium. This chanting is so powerful that it captures the restless mind.
所以我们应该去培养对念诵圣名的一个品味和吸引。比如说，通过非常好的科尔坦，我们见到一个年轻人，他的科尔坦是非常非常的好，他能够吸引周围很多的人。
The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, more difficult to control than the wind.
我们的心意非常难以征服，它非常的顽固，它比狂风还要不稳定。
Even Arjuna said he could not control his own mind, it was so difficult.
甚至阿朱那说，他都没有办法控制自己的心意，它是非常困难的。
What to speak of our minds in the modern age, in this Kali Yuga, how much more restless and obstinate and uncontrolled minds are.
更不要说在卡利年代，我们这些人的心意了，是非常更加困难。
But if we chant the holy name, if there's a nice kirtan, somehow the mind, and even our own wretched minds, can become submissive and take shelter in the holy name.
但是如果我们有一个非常棒的 kirtan 在进行，我们可以念诵圣名的话，逐渐我们就可以去征服我们的心意。
So we encourage all of you. Please take part more in this nice kirtan process.
所以我鼓励大家每一个人参与到很好的 kirtan 体验当中。
Are there any questions?
大家有什么问题吗？
Okay, question here is at the back. Hand is up. Yes.
Krishna Maharaj, Adhikari here.
Yes, Hari Katri Prabhu. So nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Maharaj. I'm sure that many devotees have been facing those problems when they go out to preach. They preach to their friends, and then they'll give excuses like what you said. I don't have time to do this. I cannot chant, and so. All many excuses. So it's asking them to control their subconscious mind. Is this one of the method? Because when the conscious mind controls the subconscious, will it be able to help to be more positive?
帕布的问题是，比如说有的时候奉献者出去传教，告诉他们你应该做这个做那个，但是对方会说我做不到。帕布的问题是，那是否应该教给他们如何去控制自己的潜意识？因为你的意识头脑控制着你的潜意识。
Adhikari Prabhu is a very wonderful musician, actually, from Malaysia here, and he has his own musical group for years. He's been engaged in propagating the chanting of Hare Krishna. His kirtan is very joyful, very melodious. Him and his wife and daughter, they had a wonderful music group.
阿迪卡吹帕布就是提问的这个帕布，他是一个音乐家，他在马来西亚有自己的音乐小组，会举行像 kirtan 的唱诵，他和他的妻子还有他的孩子，都会经常举办这样子的活动。
What's the band name? Oh, Kailash Prabhu tells me that Adhikari's band is called Chakora.
所以他的乐队叫做 Chakura。
Chakora, it's a bird, right? A sweet singing bird.
Chakura 的意思是小鸟，是一个唱着优美音乐的小鸟。
So when we chant the holy name, if it comes from the subconscious mind, of course that's even more powerful. But if it comes from the conscious mind, not everyone will be able to chant subconsciously unless they've had some previous association with the chant.
马哈尔说，如果一个人他从自己的潜意识或者说意识更深的地方去念诵圣名，当然这种念诵是更强大的，但是不是所有的人都可以做到，除非他之前有接触过圣名。
Adhikari Prabhu could chant subconsciously because he's a devotee from a long time. So naturally his subconsciousness will be in Krishna consciousness.
阿迪喀水帕布可以从这个意识的更深层面、潜意识去念诵圣名，因为他成为一个奉献者已经很多年了。
And if someone like Adhikari chants subconsciously, that's good, it's natural, but not all of us are so fortunate. From other people, you may be a neophyte, a beginner, and you don't have that subconsciousness, so you have to chant on the level of the conscious mind.
如果像阿迪喀水帕布可以从潜意识的层面念诵圣名，那他非常的幸运，但是不是所有的人都可以做到，一些新人可能需要在有意识的去念诵圣名。
So whether you chant consciously or subconsciously, the main thing is you should chant. You want to hear the holy name, you want to chant. And if you can chant consciously or subconsciously, then it's still the holy name and you're getting the benefit of the association of Lord Krishna.
所以不管一个人他是在哪个层面，意识的层面还是潜意识的层面念诵，如果我们念诵的话，我们会得到一个好处，因为这个是主的圣名。
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes in the Shikshastikam, Chaito Darpana Marjanam, that we have to cleanse the mirror of the mind. So the chanting of the holy name is the process by which we can cleanse that mirror.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 在这个 Shikshastakam 当中提到，我们的心就像这个镜面一样，我们要去清洁这个镜面，我们通过念诵去清洁这个镜面。
So our hearts are just covered. Within the heart, there's a lot of things. And for some devotees, of course, some of us, like Adhikari Prabhu, the holy name is there in the heart. Although we don't see it all the time, but still, I'm sure the holy name is always with him.
所以我们要不断的去清理这个镜面，因为我们的心是受到了很多污垢的污染。像阿迪喀水帕布，他的心里面是装着圣名的，所以他可以去这样子的念诵。
We may not be physically conscious of Krishna, but Krishna is not forgetting us. He's not forgetting all the kirtan, all the chanting which we've done.
虽然我们可能在具体的层面没有办法觉察到Krishna的存在，但是Krishna一直没有忘记我们，他是记得我们做的所有的kirtan，我们做的这些事情。
Okay, any other question?
大家还有其他的问题吗？
Okay, there are no questions, so we can have some kirtan for the pleasure of the deities.
我们可以kirtan。
Announcement.